Hello, and welcome to Rootwalla EDH. Today we have a game with the good old boys, each bringing a little something special to the table. Monster CC, who we will call CC, is on Narset Enlightened Master. FR0 Zen, who we will call French Ranks, is playing Krrik, son of Yawgmoth. Ulamog wants a hug, who we will call TT, is on Atla Palani, Nest Tender. Mjolnir, who we will call MM, is playing Ruric Thar, the Unbowed. We find ourselves on turn 2, each player has kept a hand with at least one land. GG plays out a forest into lightning greaves and passes the turn. CC plays a marsh flats, sacrificing it to find a sacred foundry, and playing out an Azorius Signet. He passes to French Ranks. French Ranks plays a swamp and casts a Bloodchief Ascension. He casts a cute little blood pet and passes. TT untaps and plays an Evolving Wilds and passes. GG untaps and plays a Wooded Foothills. He pays 1 life and sacks it to find just a forest. He taps his lands and plays out a Farhaven Elf. After finding a basic to the field, he equips the boots and gets first blood against the Krrik player. CC untaps and fetches out a Plains, losing a life. He then taps his Plains and Signet for a Mind Stone into a Hammer of Perforus, which gives haste to his creatures. French Ranks untaps and pays 3 black, a Blood Pet, and 6 life for his commander. He then passes to the Egg Lady. TT untaps, plays a Castle Gurendrigage and passes the turn. GG untaps, plays a land into Lithocrafter's Bestiary. As he passes the turn, everyone comments on the impending Narset. CC plays out a land into a hasty Narset. There is some question of who to attack before GG is declared and Narset triggers. CC reveals a memory lapse and 3 lands, a dud. CC passes the turn. French Ranks untaps and bogs CC. He exiles 3 fake fetch lands. French Ranks then pays 1 black and 4 life for a Vampire Nighthawk, stacked extra high on the camera. French Ranks then attacks TT for 3 commander life link damage and passes. TT untaps and plays Sihili, which gives him and other creatures he controls hexproof. TT passes. GG scries from his Bestiary and plays out a Price of Glory, which destroys lands if they are tapped not on her turn. GG passes and CC tells Narset not to fuck up again. CC untaps and plays a Whirlwind of Thought, which says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. It also has Narset in the art for flavor. CC goes to combat and reveals a few decent cards in Basalt Monolith, Tragic Arrogance, Izzet Signet, and Frozen Aether, which he can cast for free until his end step. CC proceeds to cast the Mana Rocks in the Frozen Aether, drawing a card for each off of the Whirlwind. He fetches out a poorly proxied Hallowed Fountain, playing a Swords to Plowshares on the Krrik. He then taps out for a Mind's Desire, Storm equal to 6. He pulls out 6 random cards from his deck, revealing a Negate, a Beacon of Tomorrows, a Ponder and 3 lands. He casts a Ponder, not shuffling, and then a Beacon of Tomorrows. With the Beacon of Tomorrow on the stack, French Ranks deliberates on casting an Imp's Mischief on the extra turn spell, which would redirect the extra turn to himself, but CC reminds him that he can still cast the exiled Negate. French Ranks decides not to interfere. Declining to cast the Tragic Arrogance, CC goes to his next turn. CC untaps and plays out a Stronic Resonator. The others tell him to stop, as he attacks GG again. With the Narset trigger on the stack, he uses his Stronic Resonator to copy the trigger, revealing 8 new cards he can cast for free. Among the 8 cards are a Karn's Temporal Sundering, a Mana Geyser, a Fork, and some other stuff. TT declares he is going to go shower as CC casts the extra turn spell, copying it with the Fork. French Ranks decides not to sacrifice lands to cast Imp's Mischief, as GG scoops to the 2 extra turns. French Ranks scoops as CC casts a Spelltwine. Game review time. Well, this went about as expected. Narset is an evil bastard man, and must be countered on sight. We didn't really get to see much from the other decks, because the game was over before they could get set up. Fuck Narset. French Ranks had some potential for a sick Imp Mischief play, but having to sack his lands likely would have left him unable to continue. Thank you for watching Rootwalla EDH. Have a good day.